Hey Sagittarius, welcome to Midnight Messages. Yes, this is our late night reading, which I'm so happy that this caught on. I really am. So thank you for tuning in whenever you're tuning in. But just know that I'm always doing these readings after 10 p.m. Yes, Sag. So if you are Sagittarius, you're in the right place. This is a Sagittarius channel. But of course, anyone is welcome because there is actually, it's not, tarot is really not specific to any zodiac sign. So you may find, even if you're not a Sagittarius, you might find that you really resonate with this. So, you know, just letting you know. If you're interested in personal readings, please check out the link in my description. And just know that I don't just do readings for Sag. That question came up with a client, and no, I do readings for anybody. Anybody. I just only do specific signs on YouTube. I don't have time to do all 12 signs, okay? And I'm a Sagittarius, so I have no patience. Okay, so Sag, there's a fated event here. And, I do feel for some people this is really going to resonate in terms of love, but I feel like there's a bigger message here in terms of, like, if you are someone who is in a situation that is in limbo, this is your reading. This very much is not a past person reading. I want to make that so clear, even though I know people are going to be in the comments saying, I don't want anything to do with this past person. It's not about a past person, okay? This is about, so like, for instance, this is either a situation or, it could also be romance. It could be about love, about a person. But this is a situation in which it starts and it stops, like, a lot, okay? You can call it push and pull if you want to, but this is that. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. This is a situation that starts and stops a lot. And, I don't actually feel like this is someone that is, like, if this is a person, for instance, I don't feel this is a person that's out of your life. They're still in your life in some way. If we're talking about love, or it could just be a situation that keeps starting and stopping. So what that does is kind of put you stuck in the in-between, and that's what this situation is talking about. And with between worlds and regeneration, what it's saying is that it's going to finally get started, because regeneration is not just, it's not just transformation, it's not just change, it's that rising from the ashes energy. So it's kind of telling you too that once it does start to move forward here, it moves forward in a big way. Okay, because I often think too that Sagittarius really is the phoenix. Because we actually will. There is no stretch of the imagination to the amount of times that Sagittarius hits rock bottom in some way. And we always come out kicking and screaming. I mean, as a matter of fact, I think often we see it as a challenge. And this is exactly the situation that's going on, right? But of course, there is this energy of not knowing why. Like, why all the time? Or why this is limbo, right? And I think that it's really interesting because Snake came out for Between Worlds. So, I mean, you may have been trying to figure out why this keeps starting and stopping, or why it can't get anywhere. And so on some level, there may have been like feeling like you're lied to or whatever, but that's not at all what happened. Because we're seeing letter and cross. Like, fate was the one who started and stopped this, because there were details in the middle. Like it could have been problems, whatever. There were things that needed to be taken care of, and fate stuck in their hand, kind of like the reason this has been in limbo is because, of course, it's about time, right? Fate is always about time. Things will happen when it is the right time, but we have free will, and we're always in a rush. But I mean, you feel like on some level you were deceived. But that's not at all what happened. You're going to receive some communication about there was a problem, okay? And it's interesting because this is in the graveyard, but someone had other things they had to deal with, big things, okay? And I don't know if this is a loss. It could have been. But I will tell you that it wasn't as simple as a lie. It wasn't. You weren't being deceived here. I think if anything, you just weren't told what the problems were. And so that puts you in a very difficult space because, we don't like to be in limbo for sure. And with regeneration, there's definitely a new beginning here. Okay, but let's take a deeper look, Sag. Because, I really wanted to know, like, in terms of the snake energy, because, it just really, really feels like a timing thing to me. Like, Eight of Cups, King of Cups, and the Four of Wands. It may have also had to do with family, or home. There was some... I feel like if this was a person, this person was very weighed down by their obligations. And it could have been that this seemed to them at the time like one more obligation. But, I feel like if this isn't a relationship with you, if this is just something that constantly starts and stops and so it never really gets traction, there were definitely problems that were in the middle of it that had to be dealt with. And I just have this strong feeling, especially since we're seeing 1111 card, that it very much had to do with having to walk away from something for everything to balance out. It just feels that way. Because we're seeing the Three of Swords reversed with the Five of Cups. I mean, if this was a person, there's some sort of grief here. Because grief has come out 3 times. In order, like, if this was a relationship for you, this person had to sacrifice something. Or had to leave something behind in order to make this happen. In order to push this forward. If it's something other than a relationship, there was just a big problem. There was a big problem that had to be resolved. Yeah, because with the Five of Cups, the Five of Cups it can also be like the way it was being done wasn't the right way. And definitely with the Three of Swords reverse, that's overcoming that. So, just saying, whatever it wasn't working in its current energy to be able to move forward. And wow, a lot. If this is a person, there was definitely grief involved. Okay? Because we're seeing the Ten of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles reversed. Like, especially like when it comes to money, right? When it comes to, because with the Ten of Pentacles, we're also getting information on how to make something work, right? How to stabilize something, how to make something stable, or to produce financially, or even in terms of stability. There seems to be some sort of problem. There definitely was. And with the Two of Pentacles, it could just be that there were too many other things to take care of. Because the two of Pentacles also is having too much on your plate. to really give to this what needed to be given in order for it to succeed. So yeah, I know that's a lot, y'all. And, you know, to be honest, like, if this is a relationship that's restarting again or moving towards, this could have something to do, this person could have actually lost their home, or it could have something to do with money. Either way, you know, I feel like whatever it is, 100% couldn't have been given to it to actually give your all, is what I'm saying. It couldn't be, because there were things that were standing in the way, things that had to be dealt with. And I kind of feel like you don't know that, or you're not aware of that. You know, maybe there wasn't transparency in the situation, whatever it was for you, but now fate is stepping in. Because what fate is saying now with the Ace of Swords and the Star, it is the time. It is the time to move forward with this. And, you know, this is with stress. You know, there was something wrong, Sag. And that's part of the problem. There was something here that needed to be fixed. Right? It could have been that the way or the plan for this, there was some flaw in it. Because now with the Ace of Swords, there's a breakthrough. So something's becoming very clear, and what's becoming very clear, thanks to probably the universe. It could have even, you know, of course, they bring us our solutions, right? Thanks to the universe, because you've been praying for this, maybe praying for to have a final resolution here, it's showing up. Like the universe is actually showing what the flaw is and how it can be fixed. Wow. And, you know, the moon is here. You know, the moon and higher power, meaning this is what you've been praying for and you don't see it coming. You know, you definitely don't see it coming with the Two of Swords, and kind of a lost hope with this ever moving forward or this ever happening. But it is happening. I mean, it definitely is. Now the Lovers is on the bottom with the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Magician. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, someone else is going to show you how this can work now with the Three of Pentacles, which really, you know, has something to do with your decision in this process, because you just didn't see it. You didn't see it working. You didn't. I would gather to say that you couldn't see a way it could work. And now you do, because the Three of Pentacles in the world, there are other people that are showing you. Okay, Sag. The Tower. Okay. The Chariot. The Emperor. Oh my goodness. Like, this is major. And the Ten of Cups. Oh my goodness. Wow. So yeah, I mean, like I just said, there was some sort of flaw in how it was working before. And this is why it never came out of limbo. There were problems that needed to be taken care of. Okay, there definitely was. There definitely was something that needed to be left behind in order for this to work. I mean, I don't want to go through the whole thing again, but there were problems that needed to be solved. There was a flaw in the system, or a flaw in the plan here. And I feel like it wasn't seen until the universe made it seen. Because they brought the Chariot and the Tower. They were like, no, it doesn't work that way. It works this way. And so it's like, as soon as you see that, and as soon as you see what the flaw was, or what the problem was, you're able to move forward, and you're able to move forward towards success, to take the lead towards success, towards making this work with the Ten of Cups. And let me just say, the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles is here again. So, yeah. Yeah. figuring it out. King of Swords. The Devil figuring out the problem by taking a step back, and like, it's kind of like with the Hangman, you're able to see the flaw because you're not so into the situation that you can't see it from the outside, or someone needed to. Because all they could see was that it's just going nowhere, instead of looking for, well, why isn't it going anywhere? What's the flaw? I know I keep focusing on that word, y'all. I know I do. So we're going to take a look at the outcome here. So I feel like this could be, you know, really anything that you're in limbo about, Sagittarius. So it could be a variety of things, right? So let's see where this is leading you. Let's see where this is leading you. Because I know being between worlds, that's, ugh, yucky. Yucky. And there's definitely completion here. Just saying. Okay, so let's get some kind of outcome. Where is this leading Sagittarius? Oh, wow. 5 of Swords, leaving the problems behind. Where is this leading Sagittarius? 6 of Pentacles. Working together, right? Maybe that has something to do with it too. Because with the 5 of Swords, that definitely is, you know, a self energy for sure. So, let's see. 9 of Pentacles, making it work. Where is this leading Sagittarius? It's leading you towards independence and being free of this limbo. And definitely getting what you want. So death was sideways. It's kind of like you never gave up on this. You just didn't know what to do about the situation. But now you do with the 2 of Wands. Now you do. It may be that like, for whatever it is, the course may just be veering. You know what I'm saying? It may be veering a little bit differently than you had expected, because there needed a change, needed to be made, which again is the flaw, right? And you're seeing the problem and now able to balance it out, figure out what needs to happen, right? 6 of Pentacles is about, it is about give and take. So, you know, it could be that other people are helping you with this as well, but this is leading towards your freedom. This is leading towards things working out and having everything you need. Because you figure this out, Sag. Because you figure it out. And I feel like it takes a bit. It does. You know, it takes a bit, because it was almost too, like, really hard to see exactly what the problem was, because there were so many elements with the 7 of Cups. Like, so many elements, so many distractions. It was like you couldn't focus on just moving this thing forward, whatever it is for you. There was just too many other things going on, but that's changing. Maybe that was the flaw. You know? Maybe that's what you're realizing. There needed to be some things taken off the plate to make it happen, because that was the blockage. So, okay, Sag, interesting message. For sure, interesting. And so I hope that you're having the best of weekends, and I will talk to you soon. Toodles.